Hi, welcome back, my road-weathered marvels, my fierce-eyed loners, my sovereign sisters in second-hand shoes. Hobo Yeti here, still hobbling, still rambling, and still dodging unsolicited advice from men who think, "Have you tried yoga?" is a solution to homelessness. Today we're diving into something difficult, crucial, a little terrifying. We're talking about how women survive alone out here, on the streets, in the back alleys, at the edge of the woods, in a world that sees you as either invisible or a target, depending on the hour. See, it's been my experience that women who make it long-term out here don't just survive. They adapt like urban foxes with razor blade hearts. They change shape, disappear into oversized hoodies, drop their voices, power mirror when needed, and meekness when required. Some even stop bathing to discourage attention. Some pair up with men just to ward off other men. Some set up near quiet, well-kept areas, not because they're safer, but because they seem safer, and looking like you belong buys you a few precious seconds of invisibility. And disclaimer, this entire rant, guide, gospel, whatever you want to call it, is based on my opinion, experience, and a lifetime of questionable choices. I am not a lawyer, therapist, martial arts instructor, or wilderness guru. I am a hobbling, rambling, possibly sunburned hobo, yelling into the internet void, take what works, leave what doesn't. And if you duct tape a box cutter to your sock because I said so, that's on you. Survival's not one size fits all, and nothing in this video should be taken as professional advice, legal counsel, or an endorsement of stabbing someone with a tent stake. Proceed with caution, wisdom, and maybe a flashlight you can legally club someone with. Carry on. Let's talk safety. Real safety. Not trust your gut and be brave safety, but the kind you build out of paranoia, pain, and pattern recognition. The kind of safety that doesn't care if you're polite, and for that I give you SHIELD. It's not a mantra. It's a progression, a system, an escalating series of moves that begin with awareness and end with, well, someone else on the ground bleeding. S is for situational awareness and space. I don't just mean scanning for alleys and escape routes. I mean reading people, watching how they move, where their eyes go, what they aren't doing. It means catching the moment a guy lingers a little too long or walks a little too close. But it also means spotting the good ones. Sometimes there's a dude in the parking lot who sees what's going down and will step in if you make a signal. Sometimes you're near a worker or a bus driver or a grandmother in a window who could be an ally if you choose to let them in. Awareness isn't just about threats, it's about options. You have to clock everyone every time. It's exhausting, but it's how you live to see another sunrise. Keep your buffer zone. 6 feet isn't just for pandemics. It's a tactical perimeter. Make excuses if you need to, but space equals time, and time keeps you breathing. H is for hyperbole. Talk your way out if possible, but smartly. No creepy theatrics, no over-the-top lies. Just short, sharp statements that buy time or de-escalate. My ride's on the way. There's a security guard that knows me. Confidence matters. Sounding sick won't scare most predators. They're not looking for a date. They're looking for power. I is interrupt with noise. Now, some folks used to say yell fire because people apparently care more about buildings than people. I don't know if that's true anymore. Some folks don't care either way, but rape cuts through apathy. Get off me. Stop touching me. He's trying to take me. Those work because they trigger attention and remove ambiguity. You're not just yelling, you're directing. And when you run, don't just scatter into the shadows. Aim for houses with porch lights, a convenience store, a parked truck with its lights on, populated zones, open garages, anywhere that looks awake and might have a camera. Predators thrive in dark confusion. You thrive in bright attention. E is escape. I don't mean casually sauntering off. I mean break the pattern and move. Cross the street, double back, change pace. Head into the light, the noise, the crowd. Even head into the middle of a busy roadway. If someone's tailing you, don't give them a quiet alley. Give them fluorescent hell and a line of teenagers taking selfies. If someone reaches for you, pull free and go loud. The chaos behind you is your shield in motion. L is last resort, defend. When you can't leave, when words don't work, you don't hesitate. You don't give warnings. You use what you have and you attack, not in the chest-thumping action movie sense. I mean eyes, throat, knees, groin, hard, fast, ugly. Your flashlight, it's a club. Your keys, go between your fingers. That bag, swing for the jaw. You're not looking for dominance. You're looking to buy 5 seconds of stunned silence so you can get gone. D is disable. Train your mind like you're choreographing your worst case scenario. Picture it. Walk through it. Because when fear hits, instincts win. And yours should know this. If they can't see, can't breathe, or can't stand, they can't fight. 1. Can't see. Go for the eyes. Claw, jab, or poke. No finesse needed. Go straight in with fingers, nails, or keys. Grab their head and jam your thumbs into the eyes. Pure instinct, they'll break grip and cover up. Even a slap to the eyes shocks and waters them. Disruption buys you seconds. Use your fingernails, keys between fingers, sand, dirt, or even deodorant spray if desperate. 2. Can't breathe, strike the throat or nose. Throat jab, open palm or side hand strike to the throat. A hard enough hit can drop someone gasping. Nose up punch causes intense pain and tearing. Blood and disorientation usually follow. Use surprise. 1 fast strike, then get out. Don't stop to assess damage. Use your palm, heel, elbow, forearm, slam into throat if grappled. 3. Can't stand, destabilize their base. Shin kicks, foot stomps, or knees to the groin. Drop all your weight on their knee sideways. Knees don't bend sideways, they tear. Use gravity. If you're taken down, aim to take them with you and roll fast. Bonus, grab and twist their ankle or bend their fingers backwards. Small joints equals big pain. And here's some random unsolicited advice. 1. Men are a hazard, not a lifeline. Doesn't matter if they're smiling, helpful, quoting the Quran, or dressed like a discount Jesus. If a man approaches you on the street, assume he wants something, control, company, or the kind of compliance you don't owe him. Learn to scan the body language, not the words. Keep your distance and don't linger in stories where you become the lesson. 2. The safest shelter is one nobody knows about. You don't need a roof, you need secrecy. Don't set up shop where the tents cluster like bruises. Camps get raided, robbed, or worse. You want isolation with options, a place you can run from and disappear into. Industrial zones, church gardens, dense hedgerows near quiet roads, anywhere out of sight but not boxed in. Bonus points for multiple exits. 3. Get loud, not polite. If someone grabs you, don't scream help. Scream rape, back off, I've got AIDS, whatever rips through the air. Don't worry about sounding hysterical. Hysterical women get noticed, and you want witnesses. Better to be weird and safe than quiet and gone. 4. A dog is better than a weapon. Not a puppy. Not a lap mutt that shivers in the wind. I mean a full-grown, short-haired, alert-eared, walks beside you like it's got a criminal record type of dog. Shelter dogs are everywhere, and some of them already know the game. Get one that's calm but watchful, medium build, low maintenance. Short hair means less grooming, fewer ticks, faster drying after rain. Trust me, wet fur in a tent is how you smell like mildew and shame for days. A good dog doesn't just scare off creeps, it senses them. It gives you warning, it gives you time, it gives you backup, and more than that, it gives you a reason to keep going when the world's gone hollow. You'll eat less, sleep lighter, and walk farther, but you won't be alone. And out here, you know, sometimes just not being alone is the only reason you survive the night. 5. Don't drink, don't eat, don't trust. That free sandwich from the guy in the van might be laced. That soda from the stranger could be the last thing you remember. Only eat sealed, store-bought, brand-name food. No handouts unless they come from a food bank, pantry, or a well-stocked church that serves out of love, not ego. 6. If you have to go to a shelter, don't sleep like you're safe. Wear jeans or sweats, hard to remove in the dark. Loop your arm through your pack like it's a lover. Use zip ties, locks, paranoia, whatever keeps your stuff. Smile without committing. Don't tell stories. Don't become anyone's therapist. You're passing through. That's it. 7. Social workers aren't saviors. They're overworked, underpaid, and often trained to push forms, not hope. If you find a good one, hold on. If not, do the groundwork yourself. Call shelters. Put yourself on every housing list. Section 8, Housing First, council flats, charity programs, then hand that research to a worker to push it through faster. 8. Counseling isn't weakness, it's storage. Homelessness turns your head into a pressure cooker. You need somewhere to put the noise. Get on a list, even if it's 6 months out. By then, you'll be overflowing. 9. If you can work, work. Doesn't matter what it is. Cleaning toilets, stocking shelves, handing out flyers. You're not building a future, you're building space. A week's pay might mean a cheap phone, a storage locker, or 3 nights of sleep without watching the shadows. 10. You're not a failure. Not for being here, not for walking, not for staying sober while everything burns. You didn't lose the game, you just found out the board was rigged. But you know there's power in that. You can't be evicted from a sidewalk, can't be laid off from walking, can't be fired from staying alive. Now let's talk about defensive gear. Pepper spray/gel, legal in most states but restricted in some. California, Massachusetts, New York have limits or registration. Must be used only in self-defense. Europe, illegal in many places. UK, Denmark, Netherlands, but allowed with registration in others. Germany, Austria, France. Check local law. Best choice, pepper gel, not spray. Less blowback, better accuracy. Personal alarms, whistles, legal everywhere. No permits, no paperwork. Just a scream in a can. Attached to your backpack, strap, or zipper. Not buried in your bag, next to the raisins and regret. Flashlight, metal equals blunt object, heavy duty, rechargeable, and legal on every continent. Use it to light your path or dent someone's forehead. Box cutter/razor blade, legal in most states as tools, but context matters. You can carry it, you can't wave it around. Europe, legal in most countries if carried for utility purposes, but could be classified as a weapon depending on situation. Duct tape it to your pack strap or tuck it into your sock. But remember, anything you carry can be used against you if taken. Screwdriver or tent stake, perfect gray area tools, not weapons, but they'll stop someone cold if used with conviction. Legal everywhere. Just don't tell the cop you're planning to stab someone with it. Torch lighters. The high-intensity windproof flames can also be used as a weapon, but it's a multi-tool. Light a fire, a cigarette, or someone's face if they try to hurt you. Kitty keychain brass knuckles, adorable, also capable of turning a groper into a soprano. Now, let's talk shelter, not in the romanticized campfire under the stars kind of way, but in the you might not make it through the night unless you choose right kind of way, because shelter for a solo woman isn't just about staying dry, it's about not being found. Now, the first thing people will suggest is the woods. Quiet, remote, tucked away. Great, right? Wrong. The woods are great for predators, not for you. If someone follows you in, no one's hearing your alarm. No one's coming when you blow that whistle. You're invisible and that works against you. Out there, you're not just alone. You're alone with whoever decides to find you. So unless you've got backup, don't go playing survivalist fantasy in the brush. The trees won't protect you. The trees don't care. Same goes for staying around other homeless camps. I know. Safety in numbers, right? Sometimes. But most of the time, it's just a new kind of risk. The truth is, homeless communities are like any other. Some people are decent, some are a disaster. The difference is, out here, there's no walls, no locks, and no HR department. So, unless you have a trusted friend, and I mean really trusted, someone who will sit up while you sleep, someone who doesn't start to change after a few days of hunger or dope sickness, then stay clear, especially as a woman, especially alone. If you can, partner with a man you trust, not romantically, but functionally. Someone to watch your back. Someone who stands tall and makes you less of a target. Think of him as a bodyguard with no benefits. Just mutual survival. You cook, he watches. You sleep, he listens. Trade protection for peace. That's an ancient system, and when it works, it works. The safer bet for shelter is always somewhere semi-public, but just out of view. The edge of a parking lot behind a commercial building, near 24-hour laundromats, under stairwells no one uses, in the gravel behind a garden center or the brush behind an auto shop. Think places where someone could hear you yell, but no one's looking to find you in the first place. Urban camouflage, hidden in plain sight. Oh, and never stay too long. Rotate every few days unless you're fully locked in. Predictability is what predators rely on. If you're easy to find, you're easy to follow. And if someone sees you one night and decides to come back the next, you need to be long gone. Shelter isn't about comfort, it's about layers and of distance, silence, and unpredictability. Your safety doesn't come from walls, it comes from how hard you are to find when someone's looking. It's not ideal being a homeless woman. If you can save up for a car, you can sleep in a 24-hour supermarket, which is a big step up from tent living. So if you're still here, still listening, then maybe you're not just surviving. Maybe you're learning how to become a ghost with teeth, a shadow with a plan. Maybe you're building something out of the broken parts. Not a life that anyone else would envy, but a life that keeps going, and going counts. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be ready. You don't need to win, just outlast. So keep moving, keep weird, keep watch. And until next time, I hope your road is a good one. And if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you.